Hey there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. I am back from vacation. Excuse me if I'm a little rusty because it's been over a week, about a week and a half since I've actually filmed anything, so I'm probably gonna stumble on my words and you know, just act a little weird. But I just wanted to say hello, I'm back. If you've asked me a question or left a comment over the past week and a half and you haven't heard back from me, please feel free to leave the comment again. I don't know if I'll be able to go back through and find everything, especially when people have replied to other people's questions. They get so lost down in the bowels of my creator studio that it's hard to find those. So if you had a question, just please put it right here in the comments to this video and I will see it. I don't think I can go back through a week and a half worth of comments and catch up. I did try to a little bit yesterday, but I'm not perfect, as you are well aware. So I have a tan, yay! I'm back from the Bahamas. It was our first ever fly anywhere family trip, which was really nice. I'm very nervous about traveling, and we wanted to wait till our kids were old enough to remember it, and also that to not be afraid that they were going to get like lost or anything in an airport. So we decided on the Bahamas and we went to Atlantis and we stayed at the Harborside right next to that, which was nice because you had a little kitchen and a balcony and space, a little bit of space, so you could do some of your meals right in the room, which was nice because, you know, you wake up, you don't want to we're not get up and go first thing in the morning. People will get up and leisurely have a cup of coffee, have some breakfast, you know, so that worked out really well for us. Also saved a ton of money. And then in the evenings, it was just, you know, when you're all sweaty and, you know, yucky from the beach, you know, you don't want to go into a fancy restaurant. You just kind of want to go and, you know, flop in front of the TV and eat a sandwich. At least I do. I know everybody else is probably fancier than me and they want to go out and, you know, paint the night red. But no, I want to be in the sun and then I want to be back in my room and I want to chill. So that worked out really well for us. And luckily, our travel agent was very good about kind of matching us to a good vacation, and I will put her information in the video description in case anybody's considering going there or going somewhere and they just want to ask questions or know what I did. I'm not affiliated, she's a friend of mine. I'll just put it there in case you want it. So I want to get, probably you guys are more interested in like the art that I did there, because nobody wants to look at vacation photos, I'm sure. So this is the bag I brought. Do you remember this from the AC Moore haul I did? Oh, shoot, a while ago as I dropped everything on the floor. This thing was perfect. This was the marker bag that I bought at AC Moore that had like 24 markers in it. That was like regular 150 bucks that I got for like $49 and less because I used my teacher's discount on top of that. But it was fantastic because I used this as my personal item on the plane, and I could put, I had this folder here. I took the entire way that had all my information from the travel agent, my passports, boarding passes, everything. So it was really easy to just keep that in that bag, and then I put it in the safe when I got to the room. But too much information, isn't it? I'm just seeing, I'm out of practice. I apologize. But there was so much room in here for everything that I wanted to bring. So I did a little video on Home and Garden for Mere Mortals about what to take when you're traveling. And I didn't share it here, so I'll just kind of go over what I brought. I brought this set of Sennelier watercolors, and I have to say, I do like the metal tins, but there's something to be said for plastic travel cases because metal gets scratched up. This is like, I've taken it to a few different, you know, beaches around Maine, but this is my first kind of taking it anywhere real intently, and the cover's all scratched up, and, you know, plastic that doesn't happen to. So, and plastic's a little lighter weight, just to kind of put that out there in case you're kind of thinking you gotta have a metal case, because that's what, you know, professionals use. No, you don't. Use whatever you prefer. So, one of the realities about painting on the beach is that you're gonna get sand in your palette, and I did know I got like a towel full of sand on this, like day one. But honestly, I would just keep on painting. I wouldn't worry about cleaning that out too much because you're gonna waste so much pigment. It'll clean itself as you're painting. I did kind of go and wipe each pan down with a wet brush just to kind of get the, you know, sand off the pans I wasn't using. This was way too many colors to bring, honestly, but I didn't know what I would be dealing with the landscape down there, so I didn't know what to pick. I used the cobalt teal a lot, and I used the Naples yellow deep. I used this, I think it's like a vermilion. It's kind of like an orangey red, and I used this kind of warm kind of cad yellow color. No, actually that's gamboge, new gamboge. I use that quite a bit. I use phthalo blue. I did use ultramarine blue because something that was interesting, I thought the sky was going to be more of a greenish blue down there because the water is so like blue, like tealy blue. But no, the sky is like the same exact color as it is in Maine. It's that almost ultramarine, almost violet leaning blue, which I thought, how can that be? Doesn't the water just reflect the sky? But I think it's because their soil is different and they've got so much white sand and yellow sand that it makes it look blue, and the water's so clear that it just makes it look so bright and blue. I think that's why the Caribbean is such blue waters. I don't think it has anything to do with like the sky reflecting. I think it's what's the light's bouncing off the floor of the ocean, and that's bringing up that bright blue color. Even their lakes are that blue. And I was talking to the person that drove us to and from the airport, and he said that they don't do much farming. They have to import all their food because their soil is different. Their soil is not really nutritious and rich. Like the soil up in my neck of the woods is really muddy, and you know, and so you go swim in a pond, you can't see your feet when you're swimming in a pond. And he was saying when he comes to the States, he wouldn't get in the lakes because I'm like, I'm not swimming anywhere I can't see my feet. I can't say I blame him, but it's so funny, just like that different in geology, the difference in geology, how it makes the colors look so much different when you're painting. So that's the sort of stuff you wouldn't even dawn on you, I don't think, unless you are painting where you're traveling. So I really encourage you, if you enjoy painting, if that's fun for you, which it is for me, you can paint when you travel because you're going to absorb so much more information about your surroundings. I did take a bunch of photos. I need to put them on my computer because I'm so afraid of losing them on my phone. I lost all my photos from the Boston Aquarium a couple of years ago because my disc just corrupted. So I'm going to get those like right off all of our phones and cameras right off the bat and put them right on my computer. I haven't cleaned my palette yet since I've been back. Actually, I kind of left the paint to let it build up while I was working because I found that I was reaching for the same colors over and over again. And so rather than waste it, I would just pick up the same mixes over and over again. I also used that Sennelier olive green. That was really handy for palm trees and other vegetation there because you don't have as much time to paint. It was so hot that my water was drying on my paper so fast that having those convenience colors were really helpful. So yeah, that said though, I think I could have taken out half of these pans, had a little more room, and put like a bigger brush, like maybe a big flat water brush, because it was really hard to get my paper and keep it wet while I was painting. And I'm going to show you what I brought for paper. And I brought just a little one of these. I just would fill that with water, and I use that to fill my water brush, and that worked perfectly. And that water brush is almost toast. It's pretty worn down. It's been my go-to brush for about 2 years now. My go-to water brush that I always take with me, and it's getting worn down. Those are great. Those are the Prima water brushes. I really enjoy them. So this was a sketchbook that I brought, a Strathmore visual journal with 140-pound cold pressed watercolor paper. And you know, and as I was thinking about this, I thought, you know what, I probably should have just brought my small tin of Prima Marketing, like the Decadent Pies, and then put a couple different pans in the center of like convenience colors, like my Cobalt Teal and maybe Naples Yellow Deep. Actually, that has kind of a Naples Yellow in it, so I probably wouldn't have needed that. You know, and the thing I've noticed is they're kind of a drier paint, and I don't think the sand, because I've taken them to the beach before and the sand is not stuck, but being down where it's so much warmer, I don't know, maybe it would have, I don't know. It gets pretty warm and humid in Maine during the summer, and I hadn't had a problem with those. The Senneliers did kind of get sticky. Not that it was a problem, but I think the honey in them made them a little sticky in the humid weather. So this is the first sketch I did. This was from a little lagoon, right kind of as you enter Atlantis. We're definitely more kind of like hang out at the beach people than water slides, but since we're off season, we didn't have to wait for a thing. It was really wonderful. I never felt like I was in a huge crowd, and like I don't like to be in big crowds, so I never felt like that. So I wouldn't have wanted to go during a school vacation week, pull the kids from school this week to do this. You know, but just because I don't deal very well with crowds. So that was the lagoon, and we were like, there were more lifeguards than people in the beach most of the time, which was fantastic. So I did this little sketch, and over here, this building with the seashell roof, if you go underneath there, there's a tunnel you can walk in, and there's sharks swimming all around you. So that was kind of cool. There were several aquariums there. It was really neat. It's beautiful, big aquariums. This I did with the tritone pencils. I brought my little tin of 12 tritone pencils because I don't use them very much, and I was kind of regretting that purchase, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start using them more, and the more I use them, the more I really like them. As you can see, they've been sharpened down a little bit. I've used them a bit, but I loved the surprise of different colors that would come out as I was sketching, and I didn't have a credit card scraper with me, and yes, I could have cut up one of my extra room key cards, but I didn't know if I was going to have to turn them in at the end of the week, and I didn't want to get in trouble, so I didn't. I know it's kind of crazy. They let me keep them. I actually kept them as a souvenir, but So I was able to get some really cool texture just by like I sketched with the tritones, then I watercolored, then I sketched over with some colors into the wet watercolor and made some cool like texture. And then I was looking at it, it was kind of blah, and I'm like, I'm working in a sketchbook, so I can use any color I want and not worry about it fading. So I grabbed my opera, which I actually keep in that palette because I have a few single Winsor & Newton colors that are just kind of oddball tubes I bought before I was really concerned with light fastness. I figured, oh, if it's an artist quality brand, if it's artist quality paint, I'm paying like $9 for a tiny little tube of it, it's got to be light fast. Well, that's a big wrong, I realize now, back when I was young and foolish. And I had some in a pan, so I'm like, I can use the opera and I can kind of dash it around that green and make it more vibrant and energized. And that's what I did, because it's in a sketchbook. I'm painting on both sides of the paper here. I'm not going to tear it out and frame it, so I don't have to worry about it being light fast. I was sitting, oh my gosh, panic attack of my life. I was sitting at the end, there's this like kind of river that goes around the entire park. Well, not the entire park, but quite a bit of it, and you can get off at these different places. And a couple of my kids hopped onto the ride. I'm like, all right, go until you can't go any further, and I'll be there at the end. And I waited and waited and waited, and I don't know, I was sketching, so time kind of passes quickly when you're sketching. And I knew it was going to take a while, but man, it was like, I saw a family get out that I saw go on like a while after my kids, and so like major panic attack. So I told them if they happened to get off somewhere else and they didn't see me, to go find Daddy, and they did that, and they were with him the entire time, but I was like freaking out. But that's what I sketched before I freaked out. Oh, yeah. See, I couldn't have handled Disneyland. I would have been a nervous wreck the entire time. That was another palm tree that I don't think I finished. I painted that from another spot. This was a shorter one. But I thought it was kind of interesting. I think I painted that from my balcony, just looking out while I was waiting for everybody else to wake up. And one morning, this was done on the Atlantis beach, which was a public beach. I'm just going to keep going even though the water pump just kicked on, because so many of you guys say you don't mind, it doesn't bother you. I apologize for the extra sound. So I did that there, and I was just basically trying to get the colors, because the colors were just, it was like being in the, like I was Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz, and I leave this gray brown area, which is, Maine is very gray and brown this time of year. And then like you step out of the airport in Nassau, and it's like, whoa, it's like color, it's like you've just stepped into Oz and there's color everywhere. It's like, and it was overcast, and the driver was like, wow, you should wait till you see the sun, you know, because I'm just like, oh, look at every house is color. Like, why don't we paint our houses bright colors in Maine? I mean, that would be really cheerful this time of year when everything is gray. So it was like, I was just trying to get the color and the light, and that's something that you're gonna pay attention to if you're painting somewhere versus just taking photos, I think, because you really notice it. This is just a seashell. I was painting in my room waiting for kids to probably get ready to go somewhere. This was another view from that same beach that I just was, again, trying to get the colors. I didn't get a lot of detail in it, but I was just kind of painting while the kids were playing in the waves. These were some seagulls. They were, you know, waiting for someone to drop a french fry, I'm pretty sure. They kept coming and going, and I sketched it with one of those tritone pencils, so I was sketching in red. It ended up coming out more red. It was like a red, blue, gray one. And I just love those red lines. I thought I'm going to do more of that. I really enjoyed that. The look of that, and I enjoyed the process of that. And I mean, I wasn't painting a lot. These were all quick sketches. I was doing a lot of like swimming and just like snorkeling and being in the sun and just enjoying where I was, because I love the sun. I wish I could be out. I couldn't be out in it all day. It was just too much to come from Maine to the Caribbean, where it's just, I was getting like sick to my stomach. We all were getting a little sick being in the sun too much, so we had to take breaks, unfortunately, because I would have liked to have been in the sun entirely, but I probably would be a lobster right now, just completely burnt if I had done that. So this was a place called the Cove, and I really enjoyed this area. It wasn't wavy, so the kids didn't find it as exciting, but if you snorkeled in here, there were so many, like, I don't know if it's a reef, but there was kind of rocky formations in the water, and you would find like pockets of fish, and they were not shy, and they would just swim right up to you. It was crazy. It was really neat just to see the water was so clear, so you could see all the way to the bottom, and there were just fish everywhere. It was just really cool. I would have liked to have spent more time there. I brought a white gel pen, and actually after I got back to the hotel room, because I didn't have it with me, I sketched in some of just the foam and the lines of the light. You always see these kind of like lacy lines of light in the water, which was really cool. And this was another kind of a rock that was out in the water. People were like taking parasailing behind there. It was out a little deeper. This was just a sketch of the lifeguard sitting in his chair. I wasn't ready to go in the water yet. I was just kind of getting warmed up in the sun like a lizard at that point of the day. But you know, they still, the ultramarine blue, their sky has that same color as the main sky. It kind of was like for the water, I can't believe it's the same Atlantic Ocean that I've swum in my entire life, but the sky is absolutely the same. This is a sketch from the pool, by the pool. I did this one on the last day. I kind of worked back and forth because I didn't want to be working two wet pages next to each other. This was on the last day. We're waiting to leave for the airport, and I just wanted to get these pastel colors down. Very lazy, sloppy sketch, but I was just having fun, just, you know, enjoying it. And this is from the beach, looking up at the. We didn't stay at this hotel. This was the Atlantis hotel, the really fancy schmancy hotel with the casinos and everything. With like, they have a suite called the Michael Jackson suite that goes for like $10,000 a night, which is like crazy. So glad we stayed at Harborside. Just have the kitchenette and the washer and dryer and everything. It was really nice, especially for people who like to pack light. But got some sand in there. But I just did that quick sketch too from there. So nothing earth-shattering as far as like artwork created, but it was a lot of fun, and I definitely am going to have a better reference as far as remembering what everything looked like down there when I go to work for my photos that I took. So one thing that I'm so glad I got, and I don't know why I waited so long. I guess I didn't know about these. I got a set of 4 of these dry bags. They were 4 different colors, and it was like $14 or $15 on Amazon, and I was able to take video. I put my camera in here and my room key, because you pretty much go cashless there. You charge everything onto your room key. And I was able to take video through this. I was able to wear it in the ocean. I mean, I don't have an expensive phone. I have like a $100 track phone from Home Shopping Network. Suits me fine. But I took great video right through this, and it was wonderful because I didn't have to like lug a bag if I didn't want to. I mean, I didn't carry this bag around with me. I had like just a little tiny bag I'd throw my my paints in. And it worked great. But this, I can't wait to use this summer because it's so nice. You could throw a little cash and your phone in here and not have to lug anything else. I bet you could even put like a little watercolor kit in here if you wanted to. They do make bigger ones. I'd probably get a bigger one if I intended to throw my watercolor kit in, because I do have, I mean, probably make something out of a heavy duty like baggie. I don't know. But that worked out really well, and I highly recommend this if anybody if you like to go to the beach a lot. I wish I had these before because they're so handy. And that said, disclaimer, I don't know if I'd use it with like a $700 iPhone or anything, but for my, you know, cheap little Alcatel Home Shopping Network phone that I use, I mean, this is fine for that. Oh, so one thing, the big splurge that we did, and I know I'm going to catch some crap for this, but I will have you know that I checked this outfit out before I left, because my daughters wanted to swim with the dolphins, and so I asked people that had gone to make sure, I'm like, are the animals well treated? Do you see any signs of abuse on these animals? Do they look good? They're involved with the Blue Project Atlantis, which is a nonprofit organization that keeps the reefs clean and healthy, and after the research I did, I felt comfortable doing the swing with dolphins. It was a magical. I mean, I teared up when the animals came up to you. It was really amazing, and they were not shy. I thought they'd be shy, and I mean, you'd just be swimming up there, and I was expecting swimming with the dolphins like at a distance, like I'd be seeing them across the way. They came right up under you. They were so friendly and so beautiful. It was amazing, and you know, I would recommend doing it if it's something that you want to do, that you're interested in. Just, you know, research where you're going to do it. Make sure it's, you know, a good organization. They rehabilitate animals too. They rehabilitate sea turtles and release them if they can release them. If they can't, they live at Atlantis for the rest of their lives. They do a wonderful program there, and from what I saw, everything was on the up and up, and we spent about an hour in the water with the dolphins. I know these are kind of cheesy photo ops, but I mean, you're honestly there for like 5 seconds with the dolphins just taking pictures, but then you swam with them, and you had to be careful not to put your feet behind you because they want to come up and push your feet and push you along. So you did have to be careful on that when you're swimming with them. But it was really beautiful. I teared up. It was amazing. And you know, I know somebody's gonna give you crap about it because somebody did it on Instagram, but you know, I don't see it being much different than any other aquarium or any other zoo where you are seeing animals in captivity. The animals seem very healthy and happy, and and it was an amazing experience, and I'm glad I got to do that with my daughters who are animal lovers, and just the whole staff seems so good with the animals. It was just really an amazing experience. So that's how I spent my winter vacation. I feel like I am in 3rd grade talking to my class. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be doing some tutorials using some Caribbean inspiration coming up soon on my channel, so I hope you're looking forward to that. And until next time, happy crafting!